On this week's show, we visit Steele Rubber Products, a company that's been making high-quality replacement rubber seals and moldings since 1958. Also, Jeff Johnston sits down and gives us his opinion on new RV bugs. Later, we join Mark and Dawn Polk from RV Education 101 and see what they have in store for us this week. These stories and more, plus our Thetford Titan contest, all coming up on this week's Rollin On TV. Rollin On TV is brought to you by Carefree of Colorado, celebrating 45 years of RV awning innovation. Closed and Spanish captioning, where available, is sponsored by Jayco. At Jayco, we've been making family dreams come true since 1968. Every so often, you run across a company that epitomizes what the term Made in America means. A couple of months ago, we had the opportunity to visit one such company, Steele Rubber Products, located in Denver, North Carolina. If you're into hot rods, classic and vintage cars, then you already know about Steele and the reputation they have built since 1958 of making the highest quality rubber seals and moldings. Now, Steele is offering the same quality rubber products and services to RVers. We paid a visit to the company headquarters and met with Danny Agosta, whose family has been running the company since day one, and had him tell us all about how Steele Rubber Products came about.
Steele Rubber Products started in 1958. Founded in 1958 by my grandfather, Lynn Steele. He was a tool and die guy up in Detroit. He was just a real big classic car guy, had a lot of them, had a Cadillac, 31 Cadillac that he needed some running boards for. Weren't available, so he made himself a die, and he molded his own running boards from there. And some other guys in his Cadillac club were like, hey, I would love that. And by the way, would you make me this piece and this piece? And it grew and it grew. Word of mouth started getting around, go to car shows, start selling lots of parts, and now we offer over 12,000 parts.
Like the auto end of their business, demand for RV rubber moldings also came about from existing customers.
So, you know, we have lots of customers who come to us with these classic cars, beautiful cars they put a lot of money into, a lot of heart into, and they like to show them off. They like to show them off at car shows that they stay at for a week. And a lot of them stay in RVs, and they say, hey, my RV needs some weather stripping too, and our customers ask for it. We're able to help them out, and so it just kind of grew naturally, and it's something we have a passion for, that hobby passion, that do-it-yourself passion.
We were surprised to learn that not all rubber products are made quite the same, material-wise or quality-wise, as Danny goes on to explain. Some
of the biggest changes over the years for the manufacturing process have been new technologies that come in to help us design molds, new software, new machinery, and then the actual technology that goes into the rubber has changed, the different compounds and things like that. Rubber that we use is not the same rubber that was on old cars or even RVs. It's not all created equal, and so that's improved. But a lot of the manufacturing process is still the same as it's been. It's labor intensive, and it's a lot of work, a lot of design, and a lot of experience.
We've been using the term rubber products, but today's modern rubber parts are actually not rubber.
So some people are surprised when they hear that we don't use natural rubber. No one uses natural rubber for these types of weather strips. It's an EPDM, which is a big fancy word for a rubber compound that has really good qualities when it comes to UV protection, ozone resistance. It's real durable. It doesn't have issues with the cracking and deterioration that some rubbers do if it's the right kind. There's different ways you can make this mixture of rubber, and we've found one that we really like.
Before you start making rubber parts, you need molds and dies. Lots of them. and those are made right here in-house.
So we do our own design. We have an engineer in-house that will take an original part that our customer sends us and asks us if we can make, and we will reverse engineer it, design a mold to make it, because we don't have the original equipment that maybe an OE had, so we have to make it ourselves. And we then have the machinery to cut that mold, whether it be with the computer programmed machine, or if it's a hand-tooled part, just with experience and know-how and mechanical ability. We make over 12,000 parts. The molds, I couldn't give you a number because one part may have 7 molds. So it's, we have lots of molds, shelves of molds, tons, literally tons of molds.
What are the 2 basic types of seals and moldings commonly found in RVs?
So on your RVs, what you're usually going to find are extrusions, which basically just means a weather strip that's the same all the way throughout, kind of like a spaghetti noodle. It's the same all the way through it. You're going to find those on the big slide outs. You'll see these monstrous pieces with these wipes that go across the sides. You'll find them on your compartments, your luggage compartments, and your doors underneath. You're on the side of your screen door. If you got a trailer, if you've got a Class C and stuff, of course you got your front doors and things like that. Your toy haulers have those big ramp gates in the back. Those have some tremendous seals around them, and all those are basically going to be extrusions and things that we offer. So there's 2 types of extrusions that we do. We have a dense rubber, which is great for glass or something that needs a sweep, like the bottom of your door. You can see a little piece there that might sweep the floor, showers, things like that. And then you have a sponge extrusion, which is where you're going to find most of your stuff. Basically, when you have 2 hard objects that come together, it has a nice compression with that sponge rubber. Yeah, so this kind of represents some of the new technologies that are in the compounds of rubber today. You will still see open cell sponge on RVs today, and it's not because it's the best thing to use, it's because it's one of the cheaper things to use. You kind of get what you pay for, but if you pay a lot of money for your RV, you still might get a cheap seal. So there's something better that you can replace that with, and help protect that investment that you've made for your finances or your family. You want them to be safe. You don't want mold growing in there.
Simply put, Thetford's AquaChem has outsold all its competitors combined because it's the strongest holding tank deodorant available. It provides the strongest odor control around the clock in all temperatures and conditions. It quickly liquefies waste and tissue and is 100% biodegradable. AquaChem, the industry standard for 50 years. For more information, visit Thetford.com. AquaChem, another great product from Thetford.
We didn't make the majestic mountains, or the rugged terrain, or paint the night sky, but we make it possible to see it all. Road Trek, America's #1 selling touring coach for over 25 years. Built with quality so you can sit back, relax, and enjoy the destinations you want. Enjoy the peace of mind that only a Road Trek can provide.
So people send us parts all the time saying, hey, I can't find this anywhere. Can you make it? And we take a look at it, and we have to do our own research. If that's something that we can make, if it's something that we can make money off of, I mean, we are a business, then absolutely we'll put it through the process and start making it. Every part that we have is made from an original at some point, whether it's back in the 60s when someone gave it to us or last week. We have new parts coming out all the time. We always keep the tool room, stacked full of projects, and we come out with new stuff all year long, every year. We're working on a lot of new projects for the RV stuff, a lot of new profiles, things that we're seeing out there. You know, it's one of the things with the RV that's different than automobiles is a lot of manufacturers use the same thing between manufacturers, and a lot of manufacturers don't use the same thing throughout the same product line. So it's been real interesting going through and doing the research for that and finding parts that we want to or be able to offer to our customers. We have a lot of new stuff coming out, you know, things for RVs that are brand new, and things for, you know, the trailers of the 50s and 60s. We have a lot of items for that as well. Some stuff that's manufacturer specific, some stuff that's a universal type nature.
Now, let's join Danny out on the production floor as he shows us the process that goes into making Steele Rubber Products.
We make our own parts, we do our own tooling, and that's going to start with raw material. We use machine grade aluminum, steel, we use brass for the internal components of our parts. It makes the part last a lot longer because it doesn't rust or anything like that. So we take these raw materials and we cut them down to the size we need and begin the whole tooling process, the whole mold making process. So the next operation in the process is taking that program that we have for the machine, for the mold, and putting it in our CNC machine. This is a computer-driven machine. There's a program that runs different bits around and carves out the raw material block into the shape that we need. It probably goes over it several thousand times to get this real nice, smooth contours and shape that we need for the whatever mold that we're making. So these molds are done by hand on a milling machine. You can see there's lots of intricate pieces that interlock with each other to make these really complex molds. I mean, this is done by craftsmen with years of experience. You know, we've had hundreds or 100 years of experience, you know, come through this at least, with just the different people and their know-how, you know, working with our products and rubber and being able to take something that's deteriorated like an original may be and making it a brand new piece. So this is our sponge extrusion line. This is what you'll typically see on most RVs. The process for this is a little bit different. You know, we still have the ability to do something simple, like just a little design, or something really complex that has hollows and things like that. The process for this is a little bit different. This actually goes through a liquid salt bath, a 400-degree liquid salt, and what that does is it starts the chemical reaction, which makes the foam rubber a very nice texture. It gives it a smooth skin on the outside and creates that nice plush foam inside. It's a closed cell sponge, so it stands up to weather really, really well. So after it goes through this process of going through the hot salt, we then put it in a cool water bath, cleans the part a little bit, but also stops that curing process, and then we can put it into a box and package it up. So this is the machine that we use to put the tape on the extrusions. You can see a lot of stuff that we do is peel and stick. It has a 3M adhesive on the back. And instead of a double stick tape, we use a heat activated tape. So this machine puts the extrusion through some rollers, it heats it up with like a real hot air blow dryer and puts the tape on. Then it becomes really adhered to the piece. It's one piece with it. It's not going to fall off, and that 3M tape is some great stuff. So after our items are molded, there's a flash on them, or the excess rubber that comes off. So that'll come over here into our trimming department. You know, a lot of the trimming is done by hand. There's certain things that we can do to make it easier, but a lot of the parts, they're small, they're detailed, and we just have to get in there with some scissors to make them nice, clean, and usable and ready to go on the car or the RV. All right, so the last step in the process to make a finished good is packaging. So we'll come over here and we'll put, you know, an instruction sheet with the piece, so the customer of the part knows how it goes on, what they need to do to prepare for it, and this way we can bring it over to our warehouse, store it, and ship it out to a customer right away. This is our warehouse and shipping department. It's the last place the part lives before it goes out to the customer. We stock thousands of parts, and that makes it real easy to be able to ship same day, get the parts out quick, and get it to you when you need it right away.
For additional information on Steele Rubber Products and to check out their new RV website, visit rv.steelerubber.com. Someone once said, the camping doesn't really start until the RV awning comes out. Whoever said that really knew what they were talking about. Carefree of Colorado, celebrating 45 years of RV awning innovation. For more information, visit our website at carefreeofcolorado.com.
Exploration. It affirms that we are alive, demands that we are present. So let's put our work lives on pause, ramble out into the world, and share the journey with the ones we love.
For more information, visit lancecamper.com. Rollin On TV and Thetford, who makes those tough, top-of-the-line Titan sewer hoses, are giving away 5 of their premium sewer hose kits. We'll be giving away 1 kit each week for 5 weeks, starting the week of April 22nd. How do you enter? Easy. Visit our website at rollinontv.com and click on the Titan Premium Contest link. That's it. It's that simple. So, what are you waiting for? The next time you empty your holding tanks could be a whole lot easier and cleaner with your new Titan Premium Sewer Hose Kit.
It's a beautiful, balmy, rainy, thunderstorm-enhanced evening in camp, Friday night. We got here kind of late, 9:30-ish or so. Finally got set up, got the slide outs in place, got it plugged in, everything is ready to go. And I have a rather powerful gin and tonic here, which is to my liking. We're set up, and thanks to the fact that we're in an RV, we can listen to the rainstorms thundering outside, and we're nice and cozy inside here. Now this RV, which will remain unnamed, is a typical brand new unit that we have for these road test feature stories. And one of the things that we have to do, because it's a new unit, is work out some of the bugs sometimes. It comes from the factory set up and ready to go, but there's always those little things. When you buy a new car, you're going to get new car bugs. When you buy a house, you're going to get house bugs. In this case, it's a car and a house, so we've got twice the bugs. Well, we've just managed to figure out why the water pump wasn't shutting off, and it turned out that the filter that goes into the water pump was stripped when it was installed at the factory, and it was allowing air to suck in there, and it prevented the water system from pressurizing adequately. Well, we managed to work underneath the sofa and got that taken care of. So now it's 10:30, and we can finally sit down and relax, listen to the storm brewing outside. Pam is over there reading her book. I have my wonderful, tasty, powerful gin and tonic. It would be really good if people who got RVs like this didn't have to go through this new car bug process. Sometimes you do. Sometimes the dealership doesn't always as persnickety or particular as they should be about the PDI, or pre-delivery inspection setup. However, right now things have been fixed. We're in and we're relaxing for the night and enjoying what an RV is really all about, which is we're out here in a beautiful location. We got a view out across the lake that is just to die for. We just watched the sunset with the thunderstorms billowing out behind it, and it's a really pretty nice location, and we're looking forward to enjoying the trip. Now that I have figured out what's going on with the water pump, which the people, the end user, shouldn't have to do, but that's what happens. So cheers. Cheers to the rest of the trip.
At Jayco, we're a lot more than just an RV manufacturer. We're all about family. and we've been making family dreams come true since 1968. To see our complete product line and find your nearest Jayco dealer, visit us online at jayco.com or just log on to rollinontv.com. When you have a Truma AquaGo instant hot water system, you can expect to make a lot of new friends.
Hi, I'm Mark Polk with RV Education 101. We're making some upgrades to this 2016 Ram 2500 turbo diesel truck. We just completed the 3-inch suspension lift and we added new wheels and tires. You can see the tires extend out beyond the wheel well, so today's project is to install a set of Bushwacker fender flares. Let's get started. Bushwacker offers several styles of fender flares to choose from. I decided on the pocket style fender flares. You can get the fender flares in a matte black smooth finish that can be painted, or you can do what I did and use the Bushwacker's color matching service. They offer this service for lots of their popular selling pocket style fender flares. Not only do you get the flares with a great OE quality finish, but they come with the stainless steel hardware and edge trim pre-installed from the factory. All I need to do is take them out of the box and install them. Let's get started. These Bushwacker pocket-style fender flares are made in the USA from a thick and sturdy Duraflex 2000 material, so they last for years and years, and they provide the extra tire coverage you're looking for. It's important that you follow the installation instructions so you don't void the limited lifetime factory warranty. Verify the fit of the flares to the vehicle. The flares might interfere with the existing decals on the vehicle. In this case, remove the decal prior to installation of the fender flares. These flares install in minutes with no drilling. Starting on the front fender, remove the 4 factory installed screws using an 8mm socket and ratchet. In the center location of the fender, install the tab and clip provided over the oval-shaped hole. Use an awl or other pointed tool to poke a hole through the tab using the clip hole as a guide. Hold the flare to the vehicle and start the kit-supplied screws in all locations using a Phillips head screwdriver. Do not over-tighten. Press firmly on the flare and tighten all the screws. The front flare is installed. It's that simple. To install the rear fender flare, remove the 6 factory-installed screws using an 8mm socket. Keep these screws for installation of the rear flare. In the center location, install a tab and clip provided over the existing factory hole. Use an awl or other pointed tool to poke a hole through the tab using the clip hole as a guide. Hold the flare to the vehicle and start the center screw using a Phillips screwdriver. Do not over-tighten. Hold the flare in place while you start the 6 factory screws using an 8mm ratchet, but do not tighten. Now press firmly on the flare and tighten all screws. Use the edge trim tool provided to seat the edge trim against the vehicle by hooking the curved end under the edge trim at one end of the flare. Next, slide the tool around the outer edge to the other end. Now use the flat end of the trim tool to seat the edge trim against the flare by inserting the straight end between the edge trim and the flare at one end. Repeat the installation procedures on the other side of the vehicle. That's all there is to it. The flares serve a purpose and they look great, and the color matching service saved me time, money, and hassles. To learn more about all the products Bushwacker offers, take a minute to visit www.bushwacker.com and get started on your fender flare project today.
We hope you enjoyed this week's program, and for more information on anything you saw on the show, along with additional videos and stories from current and past shows, visit our website at rollinontv.com. You can also join us on Facebook, Twitter, and Pinterest. As usual, this has been another fun production. If you're into RVing or just appreciate vintage vehicles, be sure to set your GPS for the RV MH Hall of Fame in Elkhart, Indiana. This museum houses the largest collection of vintage RVs and trailers dating as far back as 1916. For more information, visit their website at rvmhhalloffame.org.